Wolfgang, you discussed the economic shortcomings of wind power, but what about the environmental impacts, the land use, land conservation impacts, or other environmental impacts? How does this weigh in, either as pro-wind power or an argument against wind power?
Yeah, this is an excellent question, because the development of wind farms in Germany is the example of using double standards. So we see now over the last 10 years in particular how in protected areas where we're not even allowed, an existing shed to add an extension of, let's say, 5 square feet because of for environmental reasons, they're building wind farms, where you first, of course, need major roads for these heavy trucks to bring in this super heavy equipment into the forest. So I told you, you have 30,000 wind turbines about in Germany installed, and they're basically littering the landscape. And sure, it's subjective, but the next thing is where, of course, the science there is definitely not settled, so-called infrasound, the sound you actually can't hear, which people claim is causing health issues. But one thing for sure you can see with our eyes is the birds. The birds that are really shredded by these turbines, and in particular the major birds. We don't have eagles, hardly any left. And anyway, not because of wind farms, but similar hunting birds, so the hawks. And anyway, but there are no takers for it. Okay, the bats, because of this aerodynamic situation of how the blades rotate, bats basically die because their eardrums implode or explode, and they lose orientation, and basically they fall down. And of course, in the night, the foxes come and eat it, so you don't see much of it. So you have to be really careful to see it. So there are no really scientific figures to my knowledge, but as I said, it's double standard, and we are littering our landscape. And Switzerland has very good NGOs, by the way, they manage with enough funding for legal cases to stop almost any wind farm the moment somebody says, I want to have one.